you. I'm telling you, man, you're gonna need the North Pole to cool us off, man. For sure.
Telephone voucher is one of the most convenient ways that I'm finding now to do my shopping here at Farmer Joe, and my sister just sent through the voucher on my cell phone, and I just come straight to Farmer Joe to do my shopping.
O le si tūranga pitusili o le tāua. O le lafo mea o le pepa tala o loa. O na whaanga le whaatau i o loa e au ngā mo le ainga.
I think it's really convenient for families overseas if they don't know how to help their families here. Then this is the perfect way.
Mai ai le sa suma fua tau e le sia sa.
Le fia foi sa we mo mawina le foi au ngā fo e ala mai le tala for voucher. Le wana whaatau ma me te mga oi ile voucher.
Tai mo le tala for voucher ua maua le apususi o sewa fine. So se paro loa whai ngō fie a me se le te whelua i mana o telefoni tai mi uma. Ai lo le lafo mea le cash o na inu e leo tamā o le ainga.
Whapea tu lava le tala for voucher mo le foi au ngā fo whaptai. Ma lua lava le tampai.
Whaptai tala for voucher. Teki tala for voucher.
For the next generation of growers and farmers in the Pacific, may you find your own rhythm on the land. May you grow and teach others how to grow with love. May your skills and intuition continue to nourish, nurture, and advise those who need it.
Talofa lava, and welcome to Pea and Claudia BluTable Podcast. I'm Claudia, and this is Pea and Pea. And Pea and BluTable Podcast is a show that showcases all things Pacific. We live and breathe Pacific, and I'm so excited to actually be bringing us in today. I don't know if I did it as well as Bear, but this is my first time, but honestly it's just been such a pleasure and so excited to be here on your Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right? Yes, I'm losing track of days, guys, but it is Tuesday. Yeah. And here we are, and today on the show it's actually going to be something a little bit different. We're actually going to bring our friend Asiata on the show, because if you don't already know, he has started his language cultural classes last week, and they were a hit. And so today we're going to be talking about the importance of culture, because last year and this year, I feel like a lot of us have been feeling a little bit lost due to lockdown. We were in lockdown for over 100 days this year, and I think a lot of people started losing their sense of self. And so I've been finding a lot of people kind of, redirecting themselves back to their religion, redirecting themselves back to their culture, and we're just wondering why that is.
I think it has been quite difficult this year. Like a lot of us have been kind of reaching out for some kind of help, and on some days it has been on the massive highs, and then others on your real lows. And I do want to make a special shout out to Vasa, who actually reached out as well. So hi Vasa, to our sis Vasa. But yes, it is important to just, while we are trying to navigate through COVID, just remember those who are normally strong, reach out and just give them a little, hey, you're all good.
Yes.
Hey.
And here's a little bit of an, I guess, like a little motivational or encouraging story. I can't remember her name, but she is a former Miss USA. She was actually the first soldier to become Miss USA. And she tells a story of how her mother bought her size 9 shoes when she was only a size 5. And she was like, but Mum, why did you buy me size 9 shoes? And she's like, because you're going to grow into them. She's like, oh, fine. So she puts her shoes on, and they're at the starting line of the track. The guy says, 1, 2, 3, go. And then she starts running. And then, of course, she falls because her shoes are too big. Now, the moral of that story is that at the moment that we are in life right now, our shoes are a little bit too big.
Yeah.
So we are still on the journey to becoming the person to fit the shoes that we are supposed to fit.
Yeah.
So instead of, running the race and puffing yourself out, just, pace yourself, walk the race, give yourself enough time to fill the shoes that you are meant to wear. So I thought that was a really cool story.
I love that. And I think it's so important, especially now that, I think I've been sharing quite a bit as well of, some funny memes, some not so funny, and some really, really serious ones. But
those indirected, is it indirected?
Yeah. And I think the person that this is directed to knows exactly it's for them. But I think it's my polite way of saying, guys, come on. But it's so important. To just.
It's part of the journey, guys, and the moments aren't meant to stay, they're meant to pass. So this moment will pass. But we just want to say a shout out to Nana Millie, who's tuned in. She's always tuning in, and we send you so much love. Thank you so much. And we got producer Ryan giving a wee little smile there. So thank you so much for tuning in. And Vasa says, yes, Sissy, reach out and coffee soon.
Coffee soon. But I also wanted to make a massive shout out to everyone who's out and about, still doing massive community work. It's always so good to see the community come together for that one cause. I actually haven't seen anything about any drives this weekend. Do we finally get to have a break, Auckland?
We've got Erai who's tuned in. He said running gets you there faster, walking gets you there fuller. But Erai, I don't think I've seen you do a full walk at the Mission Bay walk that we do. So I don't know about that one.
Hey, where's my invite for this Mission Bay walk? I actually went for a walk this morning as well, as we continue to try and figure out ways to navigate through everyday things to just help you overcome just some battles. I went for a walk this morning. I think we left home at about 5:30 o'clock in this morning. 5:30, guys. That's and so we were early. At Camp Sladen. It's like Aladdin with an S. Sladen. So we were there this morning, bright and early, and I have met some amazing people there, and I was just explaining to Claudia, I think I went up a few hundred stairs, and I actually didn't make it to the top this morning.
400 stairs.
Around that, or it's either that or I'm exaggerating. But I went up about that, and I stopped. I actually stopped. I didn't want to get to the top today. I felt like I needed time to just have a breather and chill. So I sat there for about a good 45 minutes and chilled.
Oh,
and it was so peaceful. At 6 o'clock in the morning, I sat there in the corner, hurdle to myself, crying and just trying to make sure, taking a breather, just stop. Because you don't always have to make it on to the top. And so I had to remind myself that today. So if you are feeling down or feeling a little bit iffy, yes, don't let the smile fool you. Have a break.
Have a Kit Kat.
Have a Kit Kat. But everyone's like, but we do have Asiata, Pea, you know, olai le lo fa Samoa or le anga fa Samoa, like myself. But you are passionate about learning more and getting to know more about your culture, then tonight's angangu'u classes with Asiata is where you need to be. Today we invite Asiata on our show to talk a little bit about it because I believe a lot of our tupulanga are a little bit worried about these classes. But rest assured, there is 2 classes. There's the beginners class, which I am attending, and then there's the advanced class. So the advanced class is for those who already are very familiar with the language and the terms to use with the culture, but they just needed a little bit of a nudge and just a little bit of a, what's that word that I'm looking for, Claudia?
Motivation? No,
like to encourage them a little bit more, like a bit of a reminder of, because they already know the culture. They already know it. They know.
Go back to their roots.
Something like that. I don't know. We'll ask Asiata. But I'm going to be joining the beginners class because
I kind of felt like doing Family Feud, and it's like,
let's go to the board. But look, a massive shout out to those who have already gone into the classes because they're, you know.
I mean, that's a huge step, already. I think just deciding you're going to do it and then actually going to the first class, I think you've already done a huge accomplishment already. So just keep at it.
Keep at it, guys. But a massive shout out to Faith. Faith is joining the classes this evening. So, man, the first class, I tell you, Hannah makes the most beautiful kokolesa.
Oh, yum.
Damn,
Yum.
Yum. But you know what, guys, we're gonna wrap things up and we're gonna go into a quick break. Then we're gonna bring on Asiata. If you do have any questions for our tupulanga, or you're just a little bit worried or anxious about how the classes are gonna be, ask your questions now and ask Asiata, because don't worry, I felt a little bit uncomfortable at the beginning. I'm still trying to navigate my way through as well. I did do a 101 class as well with Tanawai a few years back. But it's nice to get a refresher, that's it, a refresher on our culture and our language, especially now. Well, we've got time, but we're going to go into a quick break.
Love that. And I love Faith's comment. She said, I'm doing it online, so no need to feed me.
That's probably a good thing. I'm supposed to be on a diet. But anyways, guys, stay tuned. We've got Asiata straight after this break.
For the next generation of growers and farmers in the Pacific, may you find your own rhythm on the land. May you grow and teach others how to grow with love. May your skills and intuition continue to nourish, nurture, and advise those who need it.
sorry, yes. Talofa lava and welcome back, guys. We are here with our brother Asiata on the show, and he has just started these cultural language classes last week, and they've been really, really popular. But we were just having a brief discussion that there's actually more than one way to actually greet or acknowledge someone in Samoan, which it just blew my mind because I always just thought it was talofa lava. But Asiata, you of course explain this in your courses, but thank you so much for joining us on the show today. You're looking very suave with your reindeer antlers.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure to once again finally to be on the number one show on Blue TV.
Here we
go.
The Fountain Show. The BluTable Talanoa to the sis Claudia, beautiful Claudia, and amazing, always pretty sis Pea. I've always, just before just before I answer your question,
so
we go into the Samoa cultural, newly established learning. I get to ask a lot of times whenever I go up to those pop-up vaccinations. I always get to ask by people, mainly the guys. I'm not lying, because we're going live, and they're probably watching us, and they always, why are you not bringing Pea and Claudia? Why Lorenzo always carry them? So inside I feel a little bit hurt, but I always had to come up with some sort of, you are famously, adored by a lot of people out there, mainly the guys.
Mainly the guys.
I have to say that.
Claudia is adored by mainly the guys.
Well, I know Pea is taken, but...
You can't go after Bear, guys. You can't go after Bear. But Lorenzo has tuned in and he said, dashing through the snow, Asiata's on the show, Maloma also Mr. Jam and
I love that.
Lorenzo, he always has to come up with some magical...
Asiata's on the show. No, Asiata, it's such a pleasure because we'll find a Asiata popular
stop it.
Well, you really are, because I remember the last time we went to the Maris Vex Drive through, and you're the MC, and it was honestly so awesome and amazing just seeing you, people getting vaccinated, but then you were getting people to come out of the cars, doing some dancing competitions. Everyone was laughing, smiling.
It's simply called standing over. You just force your way in, grab the mic, and take it away.
It was so good.
Great opportunity.
So good. You have such a talent for that.
Thanks, Claudia. I mean, we all have that, I saw you doing a lot of interviews lately with all the vaccinations. On Sunday with the recent last one that you guys went to, man, that was amazing. It went viral. That's one of the best applause to Pea, and
it was a Sunday one, but I think it was they want to watch. I think they missed that. I think that is something that they really miss when we see here. I'll see my Samoa, especially because we can't. Right now with COVID, we can't experience it. So that was really nice. It was really nice to capture that. Yeah.
We've got Wayne commenting saying Asiata always a popular guy in my also.
Shout out to the Mapuiting. Sorry, I don't have money to give you, brother, for saying that, but come join the school, our learning, our Samoan.
But you know what? I have to admit, I have asked Wayne so many times. So Wayne, I know that you're watching now. I've asked you 10 million times to jump on our show, but you know what? He has always declined to jump on.
It's not that. I think he needs a permit to pee on.
He needs a permit.
Yeah, I think he needs a warrant. Is it a warrant of?
I love how Asiata just jumps to the protection of another male. Men always have men's backs. They would have noticed.
But I do. I think it's been twice now. I think the first event was Skopa, and then the second one was the Maris. And I have asked him so many times, and he is the one. And this is the band, and I'm going to announce it on here. Yep. Every time they sing, I've forgotten the song now. What's our song? The song that
Is that Selena?
Oh, no, it's
No,
not.
it's not Selena.
We always sing it, and I always feel like, oh gosh,
Is it a slow song? Is
Wayne, I think Wayne knows.
Wayne knows. Wayne, send the song. I forgot what the. No, it wasn't the Fijian song.
Is that a Samoan song?
No, it's an English song.
I know I can sing it, but I know Wayne will definitely know which song we're talking about.
Well, I'll press the red button.
Okay, look, guys, whawhitai lava to everyone that has tuned in. A massive shout out to Jerry, to Lorenzo, who's also Afa, and Tala. Tala's tuned in, and Tala is also from Mount Malacca Band as well.
Is it Stuck on Me?
Oh, is that Tala?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Did he comment?
Yes, he did.
No wonder why it was. No wonder why it took you a few minutes to remember the song, because it's actually a stuck song.
But guys, Wayne has answered, which means that he has heard you comment about him not coming on the show. So
Well, now you have to be on the show. You have to come on the girls' show.
I have asked Tala as well, but Tala.
Are you talking about Tala Paunga?
Yeah.
Shout out to the brother. Tala Paunga. You know, these are the veterans of the music.
Yeah.
Fiu Tala Paunga with Mount Malacca Band. But just before Mount Malacca Band, he was always a one-man band. He joined some previous other band, built up to owning his own Mount Malacca Band, as well as Wayne, Maputinga. Maputinga does have a meaning behind that. Maputinga is relief from all the tribulations. That's what it means.
Relief from all the heart.
From not the broken heart.
Is that right, Wayne?
who hurt you? Lorenzo actually said, "Hey girls, Mausa Wayne is being remotely monitored from home by Mrs. Wayne."
See, that's exactly what I'm saying. He needs a warrant to come.
He needs a warrant.
He needs approval. He needs approval to come on the show.
I feel like
if you want me to publicly ask for a permission through your
I feel like we're gonna get in trouble. Wayne's never gonna come on the show now.
Wayne,
sorry, Wayne.
You are invited.
Yes.
On our show, so please accept our invitation, because we are honestly.
I'm gonna laugh if people are gonna start DMing.
Well, then if you have to bring Wayne, you have to bring his lead singer as well, Stau. You know, the skinny fella? The skinny. Shout out to Stau Matafa as well.
But shout out to the bands. I wonder how it is with the bands now, with the traffic light system back at the bars. Anyways, so don't ask me to promote clubs. I am going to church now. But let's, after the Angangu classes.
Lorenzo, I think he's done a little bit of marketing for Wayne. Wayne's family in Samoa owns a bus transport business.
Maputinga.
Yes.
Maputinga Transportations. Even though Wayne has never touched a wheel, the wheel of the bus, he never driven a bus. But credit here, it is their family business as well.
Yeah.
So Maputinga is one of the original name well known in Samoa and business.
That's, it's nice to have Asiata on the show, eh?
I feel like
Asiata.
Absolutely. Well, it's not Faikala anyways, but it's called knowing your territory, knowing what you're talking about. And they are, in fact, one of a well-respected family in Samoa, mainly from the district where they hail from. So credit to the brother, Wayne.
I feel like we're almost having an interview with Wayne, but without Wayne.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Hey, pay me, and I'll do the story. All right.
But you know what? We are here to talk. So if our tupulanga have tuned in and you are a little bit worried about the angangu'u, I'm going to share a little bit about the angangu'u with myself before we get into it. Yes, Asiata has started classes, which has these, we've been overwhelmed with private messages to join the class. Hand on heart, however, I know that in my heart, I need to learn the Samoa. Even if Pea is just to understand at the beginning, and then we can go into that more advanced class. So last week, for the introduction, we were asked why it was important. And my response to Asiata was, because I'm a New Zealand born, and with my line of work for the community, I'm a little bit embarrassed that I don't know how to address our Samoan community in the proper way. So even though I am trying to do it the best way that I know, respectfully, there's still the right way of doing it. So Asiata, please, for those who've just tuned in, this is Asiata, and just do a little intro about yourself and the Angahu'u classes for Amon Molea.
Thank you, Pea. Well, trying to be bilingual as well. Mahalo for Bluwave. Thanks very much for the opportunity. Yes, it was a dream that I've always had, many years ago. I've always been passionate about the Whaasamoa, o leanga nu'ua ngai whanua, o tūmanga me umalawa whapena. Since I was little, primary school, sawe lava I colleges, sawe I lea onga fo isa onga one of the territory university in learning the Whaasamoa in our home country, Lamo Salva Vau. By Dr. Fanafi Litangalo, Maya. Yeah, it's in me, to be honest. Above all, I know it's my gift from God. I've read a lot. I've talked to the elderly people. That's one of the main source of my understanding and knowledge is to have discussions with the elderly. Some they've gone into the other life. Some are still alive. And even my parents, my both mom and dad, they're turning 80 years old coming next year. So I took kind of like check back with them, vice versa. Things that you didn't know from the beginning, because obviously I wasn't born then, they are the one to build that gap. And then now onwards, obviously the road is coming towards the end for them in terms of age. So I have a lot ahead. I've learned this from Fanafi. She once said this: people that don't have a past never talked about the past, and people that will never have a bright future will never talk about the future. Yeah. So our age, we hardly talk about the past. Why? We weren't there. Elderly people will most likely not talk about the future. Detailing the future. Why? Because they know their days are coming to the end, sooner or later. So therefore, with myself, now, my focus is for the beginners. And some more for the sake of Claudia, Pea, we do. One of our famous tree for our food supply is called breadfruit, right? So breadfruit doesn't bear fruit like 12 months a year, doesn't. So in fact, there is a season for that tree or breadfruit to bear fruit, because in fact that's one of the main consumptions for us Samoan. So back in the days, we are all longing for that season of the tree to bear fruits, because once it bears fruits, you see it's like a mango tree. It can feed a whole nation. It can feed a whole village. So what we normally do with that fruit, because it's quite high, it's either you climb it, but even if you climb, it's just like how you look at the mango, you can't reach some of the fruits. Yeah. So we prepare what we call it a low, like a long stick with two,
sharp ends.
So what that means, it's like it's extending your arm so you can reach the fruits. So what happened? That low as well, after the season of that breadfruit, it will become rotten. It can be damaged. So therefore, what we normally do, we start making a new rod for the next season. So not every season you use the same long stick low. So each season has its own low.
Oh,
all right?
I didn't even know that.
So season, and so it represents years. So it's just like back in the days, surely, what were the Peruans native food? Like if you can remember.
I can't remember because I wasn't there. But
I heard of you. You've heard of it.
So we had potatoes, sweet potatoes, so your kumara.
Okay. As Samoans, we used to have, like ulu, taro, or we had original food where I bet you nowadays we tend not to eat it anymore. So you can know that's another literal meaning of each seasons with each different methods of using it. So I've been praying to God for this moment to where I can be able to help my people of Samoa, young to old age, with the language and stuff like that. Because I know I have a gift in the language. And as well as the culture. This is two different things. The language and culture are different. The language, it's orally talking. Culture is action.
I like that distinguish.
Yeah, so some people, they come to me and say, can you teach me the culture? So and then I say, do you want the culture or do you want the language?
Okay.
But knowing the language is your doorstep to knowing the culture.
Oh, okay then. So now that you've mentioned that, Asiata, for our, because, everyone for Pea and Claudia's show, a lot of our tupulanga are listening. So with your classes this evening, what part of it will you be covering? Is it both?
Yeah, so tonight, and for the sake of audiences, so we're doing a grand opening today.
Okay.
Tonight, where we will have a cover ceremony. So it won't be an hour and a half. So as you see on the screen. So that was from last 2 days last week of the inductions and the enrollment. And I bet you from that number, you see that's quite a few people.
Yeah.
But now there's more than 40 people.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
More than 40 people that's already been enrolled. So I've divided it into two group or classes, the beginners and the advanced. So the beginners are the ones that starts from scratch, from the beginning, teaching the hey, hello, say hello, the greeting, welcoming, how to call your elderly people to come, the food is ready, all sort of like that. So, and then another class is called advanced.
Yeah.
Are the ones that already got it, but needs renewal, refreshers.
Refresher.
Yeah, the refreshers.
Okay. So
tonight is the grand opening. Obviously, we were Christian country, so therefore my whaiwheau is coming in to open and bless.
Yeah.
And the good thing about it, because everyone that will participate tonight or attending tonight via Zoom and physically at the office are the one that's already enrolled.
Yeah.
So therefore it is necessary for the whaiwheau, our pastor, to bless the class, bless the learners, as well, and all of us. So after that, we will have a little discussions about the ava and the formation of the ava tonight, and that will be the end of tonight. So, but with the week as we go along, so there's two classes for our learners and for the advanced. Every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 to 8:30 are the advanced.
Okay. So Tuesdays
and Thursdays.
Okay.
So for the learners, the beginners.
Are you going to the advanced class, Pea?
Yes, I'm going to the advanced.
So the beginners is Wednesdays and Fridays.
Wednesdays and Fridays. So Wednesdays and Fridays. Okay. Asiata, I'm so sorry, and I don't mean to be rude. I'm going to leave the advanced because I know that the advanced classes, they are already familiar with the language and the culture. But for us, the learners, what can we expect? Because for me, it's very, 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 very hard, although I'm passionate, and this may not make sense, although I'm very, very passionate about learning, I'm not as motivated. But I want to, but I'm just trying to find that motivation to be able to. How do you motivate, especially us that are born in New Zealand? And I'm going to say this, I speak for myself, but I know that I speak for a lot of other tupulanga as well. We're quite lazy, the ones that are born in, and that's, and I'm sorry if you do find offense, but...
No, you're right.
When it comes to culture and language, we're quite lazy to take on that part, and I think that's probably, I'm going to mainly speak for myself, sorry, because everyone's like rolling their eyes at me. But I find it really hard, although I absolutely love and I'm passionate about it, I find it hard to motivate myself so that the information sinks in and stays in. Is there something that you, or any advice that you can give us, the New Zealand-born Samoans?
Well, obviously,
Samoans?
obviously, we all came through that sort of pathway. For you to get motivations, obviously, first you have to be willingly to do it. Willingness, you know. If you can't enjoy something that you're not willingly, you know, putting yourself in to learn. For example, you know, when I do studies in Samoa, my worst subject, to tell you the truth, was social science and maths. So every time I walk in in those classes, it's like my body is there and my mind is in the rugby field.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So it's kind of like that. And then one of my mentor, Dr. Fanafi, once said this: if you're trying to be successful in something, it cannot work if your mind is turning opposite ways and your heart turns another way.
Right.
It will never marry together. She uses the word married. Married, you know, wedding, married. You know, and
I like the term that I want to use right now.
And you know what? Because she's a doctor of words, so she comes up with that profound word. Because once you're married, the purpose is to never be set apart.
Yeah.
You know, so you can never agree in anything. Your mind and your heart will never agree if they're both facing sideways. So, for example, Pea, if you say to yourself, all right, enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
I am tired of mixing, you know, being a fruitcake Samoa on my show. You know, today is the day I'm going to put a stop into that. I'm going to learn my Samoa. And you know what? So your mind is looking like that.
Yeah.
And then try and draw your heart to face together with your mind. You know, when you come to the classes, forget about your TikTok, forget about, you know, for your Facebook, put your phone in the car or whatsoever.
Yeah.
Come with you and you'll be like, okay, Asiata, I am here to learn.
Yeah.
For the next 4 months, I will make sure I will do a full-on BluTable Talanoa and the Samoa.
Yes.
You know, how about that?
Yeah.
So, and then you know what? When you come to the class, it will motivate you because it's gonna. Believe you me, it's gonna be a lot of practical. And one thing I want to conclude. I don't want to take much of all your time, but I want to conclude with this. There's so much teachers in the Samoa nowadays, and I salute everyone for the effort because. You know, I didn't know the demand for it until we put up the post. Now, however, some people ask me, oh, so now that means after 4 months we're going to have certificates. You know, I said to them, I don't mind. I mean, we can do that. But which would you rather have? A certificate to post, to be put up on your wall, or changing from where you are now? And becoming the person that you are dreaming of, why hence you want to do the course. You know, I'm not discrediting having a certificate, that's fine. You know, but for me, what's the point of having 10 certificates and you're still at the same thing where if there's a funeral, you were still folding your arms like this and another Matai comes in and do everything and then take all the money and the food from your... And you're still sitting like that with 10 certificates at the back. What's the point?
The point is on display. I'm going to have 10 certificates at the back here, and I'm going to be at a funeral. Yeah, I do.
No, that's not.
Yeah, it does make sense.
That's 100%.
You know, so I know that we're going into Lorenzo's time, so I'm just going to quickly say to all of our tupulanga, you know, don't be scared. I've just seen Faith message through her message. She said, I wasn't passionate about the Samoa until I got involved in a group where the culture and language is very important. And I was embarrassed to be the only person speaking in English. Therefore, I made it my mission to join the class to learn. And that was the same thing as me last week, or the introduction, everyone, they introduced themselves in Samoan. And I think for us as well was always malole soe fua mau malangi mama, which was my kauloko. But, it's time to move away from that. But if you want to join, you've got all of the information on Blue TV and also Bluwave. But thank you, Asiata, for the time that you've made for us on
There's no Lorenzo show today, guys, but I love that he's engaging with us in this chat. And yes, Lorenzo, like you said, the student can't marry the teacher. And yes, I think we already know that. So thank you for that. But he also said if you're passionate about learning more than the key to learn more is by having an open-minded mentality.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Very, very good
I really
advice.
like that. I want to capitalize on what the brother Lorenzo, because I know him. He's pretty good. He's pretty good in Fasamo as well, and and he'll be part of the helpers into our classes we go on. But I want to capitalize on that. I once said this to people that coming to learn. If you're coming with an open-minded and want to learn something, obviously I guarantee you will learn something. But if you're coming in just to test what we're doing, you've already got your belief of it, and I can just quietly say you're wasting your time. Obviously you're not only wasting your time, you're wasting our time. At the end of the day, I ain't professor in anything, but I know enough to help each and everyone that needs help.
Well, Moana says, I love the way you speak the Samoan language, the proper way of speaking the language, Asiata. So,
thanks, Moana.
O te ilofa Samoa e vai lenga ngana.
Like Lorenzo said as well, when you do attend the classes, leave your knowledge outside the door and be open to learn from Asiata. Now, Asiata, Lorenzo has mentioned here, and I forgot to read out the comment.
We'll go into the comments.
Yes, there are a lot of comments, but he did mention earlier. He said the best way to learn is to learn from someone who's actually been educated by the famous Dr. Fanafi. That's really cool.
She's the first Samoan doctor and the language and culture ever.
That's amazing.
First, and I salute her for that. I cry a few tears when talk a little bit about Fanafi. I cried a few tears a few years ago when I found the news that she has passed on. Because I wasn't able to attend because during then it was my niece's wedding right then during that week. But I did send through my condolences and some of the most profound. She's the mother of the language. I'm telling you that. She's a professor in the language. Sometimes when she talks about, when she speaks like normally, I try to capture if she's really speaking in Samoan or another language, not English.
Yeah.
She comes up with so deep Samoa words that we hardly hear it nowadays. But yes, that's all I guess. She's a doctor, professor of the Samoa, and then I salute all the other ones with the efforts. She has so many children, more than her own biological children, that she fed with the Samoa, and then I'm so blessed. I'm not lucky. I'm so blessed. To be part of that, of her.
I know, Claudia, we were talking a little bit about, we'll talk about the beginners because I believe that a lot of our tupulanga will want to engage more. I'm not trying to take away from the advance. We know that you have already got the potential to, learn so much, but I'm going to go into the beginners. Claudia, we were talking a little bit earlier about Claudia doesn't know that there are so many different ways of addressing certain people.
And I just found that so fascinating because I honestly thought I generally just thought it was just hello for love, and I'm like, yes, I know how to say hello to someone, but no, there's so many more ways that you acknowledge and greet people. Now, can you just explain to me a little bit as to why there's so many different ways? Like, what are the different scenarios in which you say this greeting and not why in that scenario? Like,
Yeah, thanks, Claudia, because we are people born with a lot of different occasions, different things that happens in our lives. I mean, there's funerals, weddings, birthdays, family reunions, meetings, council meetings, even just a little from a small group to. So our Samoa, we have one word in English equal to 10 words.
10
different words in Samoa, if I can say that, so, for example, I eat. In English, it's only eat. Or consumption or consume but Samoa, tau mafa tau sami, I, there are also kind of like slang, negative, saying of the same. So there's a lot of words. But back to your greetings and stuff like that. We don't have just a one phrase, one way traffic way of greeting people. Like talofa lava, malo soi fo manuia. The next show, talofa lava, malo soi fo manuia. The next show, talofa lava, malo. It's like you recording yourself, repeating it all over again. Right?
He's laughing at me and looking at me.
No. So
this is all about to change. Apa pela o e maka me fe. Ia ko loko anga pe fe aso o maso. Kai au bo ale afiafi. That is definitely my number one favorite. And guess who I learned that from? We wrote it down, we stuck it on top of the camera. I think one of our very first shows, got a bit of a, not a growling, but a little bit of a word of encouragement. It greets, because I think I was like, hi, what's up everyone? And I felt compelled to kind of, okay, I'll learn. And then once I learned it, I just went with it. And Asiata actually helped me write that whaatalofa at the beginning. And since then, I haven't really bothered to change it. And that's because my mindset, I didn't change it. And I knew that I was being a little bit tired and lazy, but yet to try and spruce it up a little bit and learn a little bit more, because there is so much more to the language that I haven't explored.
And how do you teach someone, or how do you stop someone from becoming so overwhelmed by the amount of different greetings that you have to learn?
Yeah, would you like to answer that?
That's so much.
And you know what, to be honest, it's I don't think it's I think, like, my personal opinion about that, I think it's so beautiful, Claudia. I really think that it captures this, like, well, I talk about love a lot and how the heart, right? It beats a beat that that words cannot describe. That the Samoan language really hits. I'm going to say it hits different. And it touches a whole level. Like, I'm telling you, love. You say, I love you. And you think, oh my gosh, yep, that's it. When you say the greetings in Samoa, it takes it to a whole nother level. And I know this. And I'm passionate about it. But I'm just lazy. My brain is lazy to do it. But it's so beautiful. And I don't think you will ever be overwhelmed. It's beautiful.
I mean, you've definitely taken the first step now in, like,
yes, I am
starting to
attend
these classes. So guys, just a heads up that from now on we're going to be getting different greetings on the show from the beautiful Pea.
Another good, just another example of how much I love teaching the language, and I would love to influence it for the sake of the Samoan born and raised in New Zealand, as well as people that tends to forget that. With our Samoa language, there is a language that comes with a lot of forgiving, a lot of that comes, through the language, the words that you use. It can heal things. Now, I've seen, when and I'm sorry to use foreign people, tends to, when I do something wrong to you, for example, you tends to take me to the court, because that's where the solutions of things in the westernized kind of us in Samoa, before we became modernized, however hurtful something that one person done to another, even to thief that causes by someone, back in Alpha Samoa, the language comes in and sort out that to the point where you can agree to forgive one another and not taking it further.
Yeah. It's
Like in the English language, you can say, "Oh, please forgive." Yeah, I forgive you, but I'll still take you to the court.
Gotcha.
yeah.
You know, I forgive you, but I will never forget. And that's how powerful our Samoa language
beautiful.
and ways and culture
That's very
is where forgiving heart, sincerely forgiving, comes into terms.
Oh my gosh, Asiata.
And only through the language. Only through the language.
Yeah.
Fanafi once says, our language can make you laugh, can make you angry as hell, and can make you cry, and all different. So it's sort of like it's like a main switch. It turns your day upside down in whatever situation that suits you.
I really love that, and I think it's so important for our tupulanga, especially our New Zealand-born, Samoans. I keep saying it all the time. It's so important, and I think getting the nudge from Martin, has helped me. And I mentioned before, I have done the 101 courses, but when I did the 101 courses, the purpose for me doing that at that time and at that season of my life was to understand, why we do the things we do. Yeah. So I've got an understanding now of why we do the things that we do. And I think I've mentioned to Asiata before on previous shows, my dad always used to gift. My dad is famous. He does this for so many people. And it wasn't until I finally went to Samoa as an adult, you could see the fruits of my dad's hard work and labor here in New Zealand. I'm a nobody. I get to Samoa and my uncle has named his first grandchild after me. And that is a sign of his love. It's him acknowledging the love that my dad and the work here. And you don't realize it. And I think our New Zealand-born children or, people who are brought up in New Zealand think, oh, whatever, that's just a way or an avenue for finance in Samoa. And I'm going to say, no, that's wrong. And I think in this case, they were acknowledging the hard work of someone here. Yeah. And that's when I realized, oh my gosh, I'm a 21-year-old and my uncle has named his very first grandchild. And a name in Samoa is the most significant thing. You just don't give that away. Yeah. And for him to acknowledge my parents and their love through that form, it was such a beautiful thing, right? And that's when I went, right, okay, I need to learn. At that time or that season, I wanted to understand. This time, I want to learn and I want to capture all of that because I now understand why we do what we do. This time, I need to learn the culture and actually make sure that it sinks in and speak it.
Nice.
I love that.
I like what Pea was saying in terms of what your ancestors, your parents, or even grandparents, has paved the way for us. Now, and that's another good thing to learn in Samoa. If your dad has done so much for the ainga, for the family, it seems to be acknowledge all his fruit from his loins, in whatever generation coming, people will still acknowledging that and give you that respect because why? Your parents paid that. Yeah. And then it causes everyone to earn that. That sort of birthright or whatsoever to the families, to the ainga. So that's a beauty of our Samoa.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I've got a question here from Maggie. She said, sorry, I've just jumped on here, but from what age are you able to take the classes, please? She has a 12-year-old son. He's half Samoan, half Niuean, and would love for him to learn how to speak Samoan. He may not understand the depth of the language, but she wishes for him not only to understand and speak it, but to also know the fa'aloalo.
Fa'aloalo.
Yeah.
Fa'aloalo.
There we go.
You can say it. Fa'aloalo.
Fa'aloalo.
Fa'aloalo. No.
All right. She's a great teacher, guys.
So
what age? Yes.
Well, to be honest, because we've just started it. The website is on its verge of finishing it. All those info will be there. That's a good question for me. I haven't decided the age-wise, but by the sounds of his age and his willingness, he'll be suited for the beginners, for the beginners class. Now, with the beginners class, it teaches from the basics way, the most simplest way to greetings. Hi, how are you? From a basic conversations, things that you need, that you ask for, how to approach an elderly person, what do you do when you walk in front of an elderly person, what do you do when you face a matai, a whaiwheau, a minister. So those basics ways, for beginners. So I love, we do have add us on the messenger chat through us. Somebody will be able to reply back, and we're allowed to welcome your son or whoever on our class.
Yeah, no, I think it's important if you do have children, and that they are passionate. I definitely would recommend it, the beginners class, because I think Tanawai as well, who did previous classes that I attended for 101, they had young children as well, and even if they just come to understand right now, I'm pretty sure Asiata won't mind the kids coming through, because I think it's really, really important. Now I'm
absolutely
now at my age, I'm old, very old. I don't mind.
You are not old. No, she is not. If you need,
it's not too late to learn.
Young.
It's not too late to learn the Whaasamoa. I've now got a better understanding, and I'm not saying I have I've better understanding of it. So bring your 12-year-old through tonight.
Absolutely.
We're at Shaki Street, 9 Shaki Street.
I've actually been told to read this comment because we skipped through it. Lorenzo says, Asiata can beat him in Whaasamoa, but Lorenzo can beat Asiata in a 100-meter race. Which gives me an idea. I feel like we should get the two guys racing at 100 meters.
If it was no,
we can shoot it live, and then we can see.
Claudia, if it was 10 years ago, I would beat you.
But yeah, massive shout out to Mele, who's just tuned in as well. I know Mele does a lot of angangu'u. So Mele does. See, this is okay. I have to share this, and I'm sorry. I'm going to share this. So Mele is a family member of mine, and I'm not trying to pick and choose. She's a wonderful person, and she serves. So we'll every time we go to a wha'alawlawe, Dad's like, Pea o mai e whai ia le avele wha'alawlawe, whatever it is, le fisoswangi le alofa, take it to this family. The first thing I do is Mele gonna be there. Because why? Because I'm scared that I'm not gonna know how to do the iakonga, which is the fine mats. And see, this is me being, once again, is Mele there? And scared, because that was that fear that I'm not gonna I don't understand, or I don't know how to do it. And see, that's the problem with, I'm for myself, was just so worried that we're gonna do it wrong, that we kind of just like, that's it, step back. But shout out to Mele, because she's always the one that we push her.
That covers you. that covers, that's I like what you're saying. Shout out to Mele as well. Maloa ia le lango sua I me whai ale tātou atunua me se foi o mea tau ainga. But I like what you're saying, Pea, in terms of being scared. The reason why you're scared of something is simply because you don't know.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that the reason, mainly, I'm not talking about fighting and stuff, but the reason why you're worried and scared of you might make the mistakes, it's because understanding is lacking on doing it. But obviously, if you have the understanding of what you're doing, no way, Jose, that you will be able to worry or be scared. So that's the purpose of this learning, this school, because taking maths, you've seen a few and the thing where they presented a long fine maths, right? People think, or girls, female things, that we just go and help take that there. Now there is a formations of doing that. there is a formations of doing ka'ing da ia konga. There's a formations of walking with the sua tali sua, the whaalolonga, things that the kuts that you take it to the other side. There is a proper way of doing that. There's a proper way of sitting down.
Yeah.
There's a proper way of, the lady that's loud and sula da konga.
Yeah.
Remember, there's difference between sula tonga and ta'i tonga and tali tonga.
Yeah.
But we tend to mix that all right now, and all this. And what sort of clothes to wear. I've seen a lot, it frustrates me because I've been involved with a lot of occasions. It frustrates myself when I see people, females and males, Tupulanga presenting things with their shorts, with their sports shoes, running inside the hall, wearing their sports shoes.
Yeah.
Even females doing the konga with their dresses. I mean, I don't want to discredit, but learning, knowing the culture and the language comes with what you wearing as well.
Yeah.
It's a whole package of it. So, and that's what you're going to be learning. It's the full package of it. I'm not just going to give you, something and not giving you the full package of knowing your Samoa.
Yeah.
And you know what? I visited yesterday. I want to shout out to Pastor Reverend Tovia and the Falitua. Do you know, I went visit him 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And when I got inside the house, his children, they're way older than us because Reverend Tovia is one of the elderly senior Reverend and the Methodists in New Zealand. Probably a lot of some of their members are watching. Do you know when the moment I enter the house, his eldest son, I assume already he was way older than me. Probably, hey, I'm not old by the way, but do you know what I saw? The moment they were all decorating the Christmas tree, the moment I entered the house and then introduced to straight away they left everything and they rushed in the room, put on their lava, came back out and start sitting down on the floor. And so me and the whawhiangainga and the whalitua were sitting conversate on the table, on the dinner table, welcoming us and then my eyes I was looking at, they were like sitting, these old people, the kids, sitting on the floor waiting for the next instruction, what's going to happen. Right after our welcoming inside the whawhiangainga, and then he got up and came and whispered to me, would you like tea or coffee? Or things like that, in the Samoan language.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I was so happy. I said to myself, wow, imagine if you can do this in your homes.
Imagine.
Your kids, because nowadays when visitors comes, hey, so everyone seems to be in the room. You're trying to yell out, Shirley, so if I miss a key, come and grab some. It's so embarrassing.
Yeah. You're absolutely 100% correct. I feel like I know where this is going. I feel like it's something like you have to be obedient to.
Well, we are all family-orientated people.
Yeah.
Peru's got a culture, right? So obviously the way they apply it into because it suits their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Samoan, we have a culture as well that suits our way of living. And sometimes I see the kids, even though they come up and would you like tea or coffee? But girls are wearing short shorts. Now back to where I'm saying the full package of learning it, right? So not only, obviously, that's good. They're coming in to offer. But they're not wearing the full package of they can't be just wearing short shorts in front of. I mean, I will not allow, and whenever my kids knows, and my nieces and nephews, no way, Jose, they're gonna do that in front of when I'm in their houses. So, and that's the passion I have for the
And is this something I know? And I'm not sorry, and I keep going back to our New Zealand born because I know that for us, it's. We were here to learn the Palangi way because we know that that's what's going to get us ahead in life. And that's what I've always understood growing up. And I'm not saying, oh, no, you did it wrong. No. All I'm saying is that maybe we attend the classes to have a better understanding, because for myself, I know that that's how I was as well. As soon as a guest would come round, I didn't know what to do. And it's not because, mum and dad always taught us what to do. It was because I lately just chose to do it my way, because I thought I knew better. And I was born in New Zealand, and I was like, well, you came to New Zealand, well, let's live the New Zealand way. But then you get stuck in certain situations where you're like, my goodness, mea lea maole fia poko ya mama dad, ia ngā leo, we don't know how to do certain things. So to our New Zealand borns, don't be afraid. Come, learn. It's okay. I don't know. I still don't know anything, and I still struggle.
And if you guys are scared because you don't know anyone else in the class, Bea's going to be there.
I'm going to be there.
She's really friendly, guys. Just as friendly she is on TV. Blue TV. So, I'm more than sure that she'll be happy to be your buddy.
Don't be scared. I mean, come along, send a message through to Blue TV or Tautai Messenger, or contact Asiata. I've learnt before, and I'm going to, to understand the culture side of it. Not so much the
practical
or speaking. And I had an awesome time with 101. But this time, I'm definitely...
So you're going to be with... can you pronounce
Check
the name of...
you out.
Pronounce the name of our...
Lupe.
Yeah.
Before?
Yeah.
Ivawese.
Oh, see?
Lupe,
pronounce it. Say it.
Claudia's going to give it a go.
Give it a go.
I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Lupe Fofoa Ivawese.
Wow.
See, well done, Claudia.
Yay! I got a high five.
Wow. And the pronunciation is absolutely perfect.
If I can do it,
she
you can do it.
Yeah, if Claudia can
Lupe
do it.
Fofoa Ivawese. Now,
It's actually a name in my country.
Lupe. So what does Lupe in your country mean?
Oh, it's a name.
It's a name. Does it have a meaning? Does it refer to something?
No.
All right. No, it is a name. It's one of the most...
It might, but I don't.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine. But hey, at least there's Lupe. So I've decided to name the class or the learning Lupe for Ivawese. Now, Lupe is a pigeon, bird. Dove. One of most adorable, delicious as well in Samoan. Hey, we do. Yeah.
No, but eating pigeon gives you Parkinson's.
What?
Yeah, that's why Peruvians stop eating pigeons, because it can lead to Parkinson's.
What is it?
If you eat too much pigeon.
What's Parkinson?
It's
teach me in English because I don't know what Parkinson. What's that mean?
It's a neurological disorder where you lose mobility of.
I'm sure it will happen in the next 80 years after eating. But it's just like, hey, caffeine. Caffeine is not good. It gives you nerves. Break down or break up. But anyway, Lupe it means pigeon or dove. Fofoa means raise or grow up. Now Ivawese in Samoan is basically different foreign land, different forest.
I like that.
You're right. So you kind of know the meaning. We, because in Samoa, if somebody achieve a massive achievements, for example, if one of a person in the family used to become a pastor, a minister, or a VIP or whatsoever, we tend to give that names to them. Ole lupe fa'alele. It's our flying dove that we're gonna let it fly high. Right?
I like this.
So when you do something really, really, important or make the family proud, the nation or whatsoever, you're given that kind of preference. You ole lupe fa'alele. So we're gonna fly, make this chosen.
The
Lupe
chosen one.
Well, you have to go to class now.
Okay, so obviously, but if you do something bad, you really don't want to be called a different animal rather than or a different bird.
What animal do we refer that bad person to?
However, and I know we're not teaching that on looking for voice, but however, so I've decided to call the class. Obviously, there is a story behind that, which is we'll teach it in a class. But the basic meaning, surface meaning of it is that we are, all of us, dove or pigeons that raise in foreign country rather than Samoa.
That's beautiful.
Right? So that's why we call the...
I love that.
That's beautiful.
You know, and I'm really, really looking forward
I feel like maybe this conversation has given you that motivation.
It definitely has. It's, I mean, you know, I've always, and like I said, you know, I want to, but there's a difference between want to, and I think Asiata described it perfectly with the mind and the heart not being, you know.
Okay, can I ask
That's a good one.
Bronson, what kind of bird is Pea? Then please Asiata. Okay, shall we call it owl? No, she's a lupe. Bronson, she's a lupe. She's a lupe.
He called me an owl.
No, she's a... Oh, no, an owl becoming a lupe.
An owl in transformation.
Bronson, when did you...
Yeah, you're naughty, Bronson.
Now I want to know, Olala, what animal would we describe Bronson? Tell us.
we
are
get it.
Okay, I'll come up with a nice one. I'll give Bronson. I'll give you. It's just I don't know the Palangi names for the. I just know the Samoan names. So the names. Bronson will be. Can I give you an animal?
Yeah.
No, not an animal. Oh no, yeah, I'll give you an animal.
Yeah.
A mamoi.
A mamoy.
Yeah, a lamb.
A lamb.
You know.
Was that a
you know,
young lamb?
A little lamb.
You know, an oily. Yeah.
Bronson, look what you've done.
Mele said Pea is a flamingo. And then she said Bronson is a lamb of God.
Bronson is a lamb of God. You know what? We've loved the
We went from owl to dove to bear to flamingo.
to flamingo to oily lamb. So what is
To
it?
lamb of God.
Wait, so see, this one was I was stuck with this one last week. Oily lamb. Oily lamb. Oily lamb. Mamoy.
No, sorry. So is that oily lamb or fatty lamb?
Bronson said lamb flap.
Lamb. Oh yeah, there you go.
I love a good lamb flap.
Now
Bronson,
I'm
yeah.
hungry. Now I'm hungry. Now we're hungry.
Now we're hungry. Guys, you know what? We better wrap up.
Absolutely.
We have to wrap up. Asiata, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Asiata. Once again, to all of our tupulanga who are still a little bit worried, be like, popole, fefe, yeah, me too, okay, fefe foi. My whaasamo was terrible. Not only e le angalo whaasamo, ke le losi wa whaasamo. Bronson, I believe you can teach me. Lamb flap. Sorry. I can't deal. Bronson but please, I cannot stress. Martin's already pushed me to take the program. Asiata has encouraged me and motivated me today. We all know that our hearts are there for our whaasamoa, and it's a beautiful thing. As much as we want to say this and this and this about whaalavlavis, it's actually so beautiful. There's just no words to describe how beautiful it is. And even though I'm saying it in English, imagine if I can repeat what I'm saying in the Samoan language, it would just touch a whole new level of, you know.
Definitely. You will, and you definitely will.
Definitely.
But Asiata, do you have any final words before?
No, we'll see you
maybe
there.
the final words can be like, just give us the dates of the classes, the times, if there's a cost, and how we can contact you.
Yeah, obviously it's a Tuesday to Friday classes for the beginners, Wednesdays and Fridays from 7 to 8:30. For the advanced, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 to 8:30. Available on Zoom as well. But like I said, contact us on Messenger or the website's on the screen, and then we'll give you full details. But yeah, that's pretty much it at 9 Sharkey Street, Manukau. Now remember, Also tonight is our grand opening, so we will be having a Ava ceremony.
Beautiful.
Conducting an Ava ceremony, and each of everyone that's already being enrolled will be given a cup and has to do a little whamanuia greeting. So even if you're on the Zoom, we'll call your name during the Ava presentations and you do a whamanuia. So we'll see you there. If you haven't registered,
It looks a little bit
message us
scared.
and we'll sort it out for you.
You're going to do brilliant. I have so much faith in you.
Yeah, Bronson, we'll see you tonight. Thank you so much. Claudia, did you want to?
No, honestly, it's just been such a great conversation today.
It has
I've
been.
absolutely enjoyed it. And honestly, it's just been so
I
great
can't
that we've
wait.
actually lost track of time. So
Yeah, we have. But
we've been
thank
told
you.
to wrap up.
We'll wrap up. Thank you, Mia, Bronson, Mele, everyone that's tuned in today, Jerry. Thank you.
Lorenzo's been a
Lorenzo,
good
yeah.
Lorenzo,
spot today.
We'll see you tonight.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, Asiata's still got his show straight after ours.
Tautai.
Tautai.
See you there.
See you guys soon. Later.
But how do you say goodbye in Samoan?
Telephone voucher is one of the most convenient ways that I'm finding now to do my shopping here at Farmer Joe, and my sister just sent through the voucher on my cell phone, and I just come straight here to Farmer Joe to do my shopping.
O le si tūlanga pitusili o le tāua. O le lafo me o le pepa tala o loa. O na whaanga le whaatau i o loa e au ngā mo le ainga.
I think it's really convenient for families overseas if they don't know how to help their families here. Then this is the perfect way.
Mai ai le sa sunga fua tau e le sia sa.
Le fia po i sa we mo mawina le foi au nga fo e ala mai le talo for voucher. Ila wana whaakau ma me te mga oi ile voucher.
Tai mo le talo pa voucher ua maua le apasusi o se wa fine. So se paro loa fai ngo fie a me se le tferwa i malo telefoni tai mi uma. Ai lo le lafo me le cash o na inu e le tamao le ainga.
Fa te tu lava le talo for voucher mo le foi au nga fo pa tai. Ma lo la le tampai.
Pa tai talo pa voucher. Teki talo pa voucher.
Tau tua ma le au nanga mo tau sa mo service station nei tona i matu. Ma tau tau tuina lo ta vale ma le tele o nisi o matu au nanga i se isi. Ai le ngata foi le ma tau te sia ke ina fo i lau ta vale. Siapa lah yang voice wow mau lau tapan. Afai foi vai pa olosa. Awala te pon ma tu te siapa lah yang foi e mau lau tapan. Molo no posila fia. Mua tape lau ta vale pe out. Lua tape lau telefoni tai me utu ina lau tapan. Male vaenga mulu. Mana tua fo e matua i whaasaina lo tau makitapa ai no fuanga whapeni. Ota Samoa, ore ma ota mo Samoa. Ma do te fia e au na pe mo o Samoa. Maftaile fia mai. We'll see you again. God bless.
For the next generation of growers and farmers in the Pacific, may you find your own rhythm on the land. May you grow and teach others how to grow with love. May your skills and intuition continue to nourish, nurture, and advise those who need it.